Welcome to What Was He Thinking? My name is A.B. Bracewell. Today I'm going to be your personal tour guide through a man's psyche. Take this journey as we explore why a man thinks the way he thinks, why a man acts the way he acts, and why a man feels the way he feels. No question is off limits, and no topic is too hard. By the end of the show, you'll have a better understanding and a better insight of who we are as men. You know, I get my questions from the audience, and the one that I have today was asked by several women. We're going to be talking about ghosting. Why do men ghost? What happens? What goes through their mind? What are they feeling about ghosting? But to address this topic, I had to bring some of my good friends. So I'm going to just introduce you to them real quickly. To my left is my friend Marquise Jameson. This brother here, we've been knowing each other for years. He's the founder and CEO of MJ Productions. You know, you can hire him to record your ceremonies, your weddings, your birthday parties. He does it all. To the left of him is my other good brother, Maurice Rush. He's the founder of My Brother, where they specialize on uplifting brothers, uplifting men, and uplifting community, basically. And to the left of him is my other brother, Kevin Williams. He's been married for 10 years.
10 years, man.
10 years, got 2 kids. We grew up together and went through college together. And you know, he came all the way up here from Virginia to be on the show today. And just to touch a little bit more, my brother Maurice has been in a relationship for what, like a year now?
Yeah, just over a year.
Just over a year? Yeah. How's it going?
It's good.
All right.
I ain't ghosted.
And my boy Marquise, you know, he's our resident single man. I'll just leave it at that. He's the resident single brother.
I like that.
The resident single out there. He kind of like me, out there still kind of looking a little, I guess.
You know, we're peeping.
All right, I ain't say peeping. Don't put me on that category. Looking, brother. I'm looking with purpose. You out here peeping. We're gonna get right into some of the questions that were sent in. Ghosting. So, you know, we talk about it, we hear about it, especially in this day and age of social media. You know, everybody's talking about ghosting. Women are always complaining about being ghosted. My question is, or the question that was sent is, where does ghosting start? Where did that start from? Is it something new? Is it something that just come up with social media? Is it something from way back in the day?
I think the term is new. The term ghosting is a new term, but the act goes way back. So I think back in the day we called it standing up, or, you know, giving a wrong phone number, or just outright not showing up, you know, for somebody. But now it's just turned ghosting, but the actual action's been around forever. I mean, y'all can piggyback off of that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it is definitely a relatively new term. But I think it goes a little further, because now you are there, then you disappear. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you did have a relationship, or you had some sort of friendship with the person, and you just sort of remove yourself suddenly. So I think that, you know, that's more evident now, just because of, like you said, social media and the various ways to get in touch with people. So now, you know, before it was more about the phone or not seeing you, but now you can get in contact with people at least 20 ways. Mm-hmm. And it's so deliberate when you're not talking to them or communicating with them or that person anymore. So it is it's definitely something that that affects people, that you just say, hey, I'm here one day and now I don't see you. Yeah. So it is new. I mean, I think it's new just because now it's more apparent that that's happening. Before it was more, you know, we can't connect on the phone because, you know, the phones were, you know, either in the house or, you know. So I think it's like you said, it's new. I don't know about time frame, how long it's been, but I think the actual, what they're calling ghosting now is something new.
Yeah, I I think like it's just the terminology is what alarming everyone. It definitely was. I'm thinking I'm gonna go on the limb and say it was created by someone who was hurt. You know, I'm not gonna say what gender, but someone that might have been hurt, and they just happened to come up with that word. You know, he ghosted me, like he disappeared, because a ghost you can't see. You know, it's an invisible person, but it actually supposed to be like a white ghost or something, whatever they want to look at it when you think about a ghost, but it means that the person is not literally there. You can't physically touch them. It's just, you know. So I just think the terminology is more evident right now. Like, I'm saying the last 4 or 5 years, you hear a lot of people talking about ghosting. Oh, he ghosted me. Pretty much he just stopped calling you. He stopped wanting to be bothered. You know, that's just pretty much what's going on and what's been happening.
You say, like, just the terminology, you're saying you don't know how it's probably happened like in the past 2 years or so, but when I think about like ghosting, you know, been around for a while, like kind of like you were saying, like you sliding me the wrong phone number I was feeling like I was being ghosted in a way, you know, because we had a good conversation wherever I met you at a party or whatever, and you know everything seemed good, and you seemed like you liked me, then you gave me the wrong phone number. You know, if this was 2020 back then, I'd say she ghosted me, or he ghosted her or whatever.
True.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you know, I would think that was. I guess I would just think that's the wrong number. You have no relationship with that person at the time. It's just, you know, that's politely saying I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Ghosting, you made it seem like you was interested. Now,
For the moment.
now where we at? You know, like you said, it's like you can't touch, you can't feel them anymore. It's like and you know they're there.
Yeah.
You know they're still there.
Exactly.
Like I know you're living. I know you're seeing that I'm trying to communicate with you, but I can't get you. What's going on? You know. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's definitely I can see where you're going with like if it is a phone number some situation, but I don't know if it's if the youth is considering that part ghosting, because I know they don't even use phone numbers anymore.
Youth, brother.
Yeah, the youth.
Aging yourself.
Like definitely, I definitely want to make sure I age myself here to make sure. So
put it out there real quick.
Yeah, so we draw a scrimmage in the conversation. It's coming from an old person. So I would. I never really even thought about somebody giving you the wrong numbers ghosting. I guess that would be sort of like, yo, we had a connection.
Borderline.
Yeah.
Like borderline. Yeah.
I mean, depending on how many times you talk to them, you know, back in the day, you might bump into somebody at the bus stop every day and eventually like, yo, can I get your phone number? But she ain't got to go there no more. She give you the wrong phone number.
True.
You know.
Yeah.
I guess is that preferred, I guess, as a male? Is that preferred that they give you the wrong phone number or say, I'm not interested?
I'm not interested. I think it's the better way to really do it. I mean, the wrong phone number is just so childish, man. Like,
for either gender, for that matter.
Yeah, just let it go. If you don't want,
I don't like neither.
Like
Give me the number.
Yeah.
Answer the phone when I call you. When we start talking about social media, let's dive deeper into ghosting and social media, because I think this is what that whole ghosting is coming from. And then we're gonna get into really why men ghost, because that's what they really want to know. But let's just talk about the whole ghosting, social media, dating sites, and all that stuff. How you think that plays a bigger part in ghosting these days? Why, just in the past 2 years, ghosting has become such a big deal?
Well, like he was saying, they were saying earlier, we know you're on there. Like, we know your green light is on. I know you're on here. Like, I mean, you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram. Like, you just posted 10 minutes ago, and I've been inboxing you for the last 5 days or the last 2 weeks. And so, I mean, the fact that the people can, like have said, we can physically see you. There's so many channels that's out right now, Instagram and Facebook and Tinder, all these different, they can find you. Like, it's not a phone number anymore. It's no more longer a text. Like, you can be found in almost any way. So ghosting plays a part now, because if you start talking to someone, you met them online, you went out on a couple of dates, and then you just decide to ghost them, they know you didn't, and nothing happened to you. You're still alive because you're still posting on a day-to-day basis.
And another thing what you said, I think it comes from because you can block people now. So I don't want to deal with this girl no more. I block her. She'll go make a fake profile, look you up, and be like, oh, so you know, you tell her I deactivated my page. You know, that's why you can't find me. I don't be on social media. She's like, all right, I got you. Kev, let me see your phone real quick. I want to look somebody up. Oh, so you still cool with Kev? Saying like you still cool with her, but you're not cool with me no more. So I think that's where the term ghosting is. Is like, all right, I see you, I know you're there, but I can't reach you, I can't feel you. And we had some kind of connection at some point that was established. But the social sites are probably why the term is more, what's the prolific nowadays than it was before, because it's like, okay, I tried to block you. I tried to, block your phone number. You can block anybody anywhere now. You can block phone numbers, pages. You can block Cash Apps. I saw somebody text somebody on Cash App one time. That's how serious it got. Send them a money request.
Unless you go send some funds.
Right. Don't text me on Cash App.
All channels.
Right.
When I think about like social media and social web, dating, all that stuff, I think it gives us like this false sense of having so many options. Like, so it's easier to ghost somebody now because you can just get back and start swiping again, or you can go and log on and go to a group, and it's just so many options. Like when growing up, like who we liked? We liked the girl in school, chick around the block, around the corner. Like our world was a lot smaller, so we didn't have those options. Just I can just ghost and walk away from the girl I like and find another one the next day. We might thought that we could, but we really couldn't. Right. But now you could meet somebody across the country. So if you say something wrong or do something wrong, later for you, because I got other options. And then I think that's how those dating websites are like set up. Like you just go through them, and you got so many options. So people just kind of, we like dispendable now. People are dispendable.
Yeah, I mean, if you remember back in the day too, somebody call you and want to talk to them, man, tell him I'm not home. Answer his phone call. Tell him I'm not home. Oh, he's not here. And I guess that was what ghosting looked like.
I blame caller ID started ghosting.
Yeah.
Caller ID. That's where it all started. Before caller ID, wasn't nobody ghosting.
Right. You have to answer before caller ID.
Who that calling?
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. Like the fact that you have a greater quote unquote talent pool, like you said, it's like, like when this is your neighborhood, it's only so many females that you're interested, and then another smaller pool that's actually interested in you. So if I'm annexing those out, then I'm left with no options. But now, with the social, with the computers, and with everything, you do have a bigger talent pool. Like, I could search the whole city, the whole county, the whole state, the whole, whole country, and it's sort of like, I don't need to really deal with this. Yeah, like this is not moving the way I want to, before we would have to stick it out if we want to, if we want to get where we want to get. But now you sort of like, I don't got to deal with that. Yeah, I think that definitely is huge in the way we deal with each other now. It's sort of like that swiping, and I don't have to deal, like it's sort of like when people get famous, they sort of move differently because they don't have to deal with they don't have to deal with a certain type of person anymore. Like I'm good. I could. So I think that's definitely a key part to it. And then I also think why, and especially why I resonate with so many people, because it's flagrant. You're flagrantly not talking to me. You don't care about my feelings. You don't care I'm hurt. You just flagrantly like, yo, I'm good. And so now you're tapping against people, personal, like, yo, I'm mad now. Like, yo, you really not talking to me. You really, I see you like the picture, you like, like it comes up, like you on my feed, like you flagrantly, wait, I can't even see you no more. You block me? Like now this sort of is like flagrant moves to show that I'm not talking to this person, or I'm done with whatever they have.
That rejection is hard to deal
with. Wow.
It's personal.
So let's get into what they really want to know. The question they really, why you put your head down, man? The question they really ask, they want to know, why do men ghost? What are the reasons that men ghost women? Like
y'all gonna look at me? All right. So I ain't ghost my girl. Nah, but I think, ironically as it sounds, one big reason that it happens is because you're trying to spare her feelings. And ultimately you're ending up hurting her feelings. But the idea is, I'm not really feeling her the way she's feeling me. This ain't going the way I thought it was going to go. and just want to let her down easy, but you don't really know how to let her down easy. So it's kind of like, rather than me say, hey, I'm not feeling you, and have to answer a bunch of responses, it's like, I'd rather just kind of vanish. She'll get the message and,
Disappear.
yeah, disappear. So ironically enough, I think it happens to spare feelings, although it ends up hurting feelings more than, it helps.
I think like communication is where we lack in people, individuals. When you're dating or getting to know someone, you got to communicate. And sometimes, man, then when we're scared to tell that individual how we really feel about them, because once, like you just said, you don't want to hurt their feelings, but in the long run, you're gonna still hurt their feelings by dragging along and just letting it wave itself out. When you should have just told her from date 2, date 3, week 1, week 2, hey, I'm really not interested as I thought I was when I first got your number. Or we was talking. I enjoy you, but I'm just not where I want to be with you. So then we won't communicate. We won't say it. So then we ghost. And then they wonder, like, what happened? I didn't do anything. Like, we had such a good time. The date was great. But because we didn't take the time to really tell her how we really felt, we just walk away, which is not right, but that's what's going on.
I agree. I mean, communication, especially from, a male standpoint, we are traditionally looked at as not good communicators.
Right.
So, and I think when you're saying that you don't want to hurt their feelings, I think that that's part of it. But I think a more, more deep part of it is that you don't want to see you hurting their feelings. You don't want to deal with the pain that I'm rejecting you. So it comes back to sort of a selfish mentality, like, because she's still gonna be hurt when you're ghosting her.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know that. So now it's more like, I don't want to see you cry. I don't want to have this conversation and hurt your feelings. So I'm gonna just, go back and then put roses in my head that, hey, she dealt with it fine. Like, you don't really have to deal with it. And then I think another reason that men quote unquote ghost is because I think sometimes the way the relationship is going in two people's mind is different. Sometimes I think that, women are thinking it's going this way, and a person, not even gender. So people are thinking it's going this way. So when you stop talking to them, it's sort of like, hey, you ghosted me, but it's sort of like, well, we weren't moving this way, we were moving that way.
Yeah. Right.
And I think that a lot of times, and then you get ego involved. It's like, I'm not going to call her or him because he's not calling me, and y'all both saying the same thing.
Right.
So it's sort of like moving in this direction. So
And I think, in some regard, also, I think sometimes you ghost because you got what you wanted out of the situation. So I might have met her because I don't really like her that much, but physically she's attractive. So, I'm gonna hang around, play the role, say all the right things until I get in the bedroom. Okay, I got in the bedroom. I'm kind of over this. I don't really want to talk to you no more. So I'm out of here. Like, I didn't sign up for anything more. Like my end of my timeline, which you ended here in this, in this scenario in the bedroom, we've gotten here. So I'm kind of done with the situation. You may still want more, but I'm kind of like,
That's a great point. I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to go there.
Hey, then you got it. They want to know the truth,
Man, I know too.
and then the compound of that is like, you might not be looking like you about to get what you want.
Right. I didn't play the rules.
Yeah, so
Play the rules for a long time.
Yeah, it's not.
Play
I'm
this
not
role
getting
for
what
a
I
long
want,
time.
so I think I need to find somebody that can give me what I want.
Well, we'll keep taking you on no dates. Man. These little dinner bills starting to add up.
A little pricey.
Yeah, I think we also go into whatever dating or relationships with some crazy expectations. Like, we think that the person is going to be perfectly made to fit our every preference. And as soon as they say something crazy, do something crazy, we out of there. Like, people don't stick around for nothing no more. Like, this whole social media stuff is like, all this stuff like instant gratification.
Right.
And as soon as we don't feel gratified by something, we don't tolerate it.
Right.
We could throw you away. We could delete you or block you, whatever. So that I think it comes with social media, like ghosting.
Right.
If you choosing to meet people through social media or dating websites, like that's gonna come with the territory. It's gonna come with the territory.
And I think the fear with that is, it's like, okay, like, why am I giving so much attention to this situation when there's probably another situation that I won't have to work as hard
Exactly.
to get the same goal? And, you know, like, I kind of feel for women in that area, because it's like, I want to have these standards, but if I hold these standards, he might not pursue as hard because someone else doesn't have these standards and he could get them more easily. So I think that that's like a you know, like the issue with this whole thing where it's like,
It should be made a disclaimer. I mean, we just, it should be a disclaimer now. You know, be careful. You may be ghosted.
Right.
No.
I mean, they ghost too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know they want to
yeah,
make it seem like
yeah,
it's just us.
It goes both.
Maybe
ways.
that could be another topic for another day.
What was he thinking? What he was thinking.
What was he thinking?
What was he thinking? You know?
We're gonna leave the ladies alone.
Yeah, we
Hopefully help them out.
Right.
So another question that came up with the whole ghosting thing. So I think people interpret ghosting differently also. Some people might say, hey, he ghosted me, and we might like kind of like you were saying, like, hey, we're just going in two different directions. So can you think of any situation or any dating, whatever setup it might be, what requires closure and what doesn't require closure? Because people kind of confuse needing closure with ghosting, when some situations, to be honest, just don't require me to sit down and have a heart to heart with you. Man, I just met you. I ain't really ghost you. I ain't like you like that. Maybe. I mean, there's some situations that don't require a real official closure, but people still think it's that they got ghosted.
Now, when you say closure, I mean, closure, in my eyes, I only think about closure if I'm
In a
leaving a relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're just dating, I met you on Tinder or Facebook or something, and we decide that we went our separate ways, that you don't need closure. I don't need to sit you down and say, hey, I don't want to do this no more. We ain't going to do this no more. But if I was in a long-term relationship or something serious, and we decided to part, then, yeah, we should have that conversation. We should have that closure, just so we part on good terms. Like leaving a job. If you decide to get a new job, you want to leave a job on good terms, you might have to go back to that old job. So you want to get closure with your job.
Right.
But in the dating world, there's no closure required in my eyes.
But there's a lot of women that would say that's ghosting.
I kind of tend to disagree with what he said.
What, man?
I kind of disagree. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's a time-based thing. Like, I feel like if you were legitimately, dating someone,
Serious though.
like seriously dating
couple
somebody, and
months.
about the blue, you were just like, Like, of course, I think that you owe that person the conversation.
When you put the word serious in there, then I agree with you. If you're,
Yeah.
you're seriously dating, because even
I
with
mean,
dating, there's all different types of dating. I mean,
I think-
all these different terminologies.
I also think if
So-
you slept with the person, you should have the kind. You should. I think if you slept with them, regardless of how much time has passed, you should probably have a conversation with them.
What y'all think
Yeah, that's a
about
good
that?
thing. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think if it's it's still I think come back to the relationship. So even if you have a sexual relationship with that person, like it's like this is what y'all do. You have a sexual relationship, and now that's about to stop. Yeah, if it's some time in, like we've been doing this, and this is what we are. We I'm going a different direction. You know what I mean? We got to stop. I think that's a fairly legit, because you don't have a serious relationship with them, but you have a consistent relationship with them. I think you have a conversation. I don't think it's nothing serious like, hey, need to talk to you, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
But I think you should have a level of closure to let you know, especially if you're moving on to something else more serious. You need to shut those down if you want to be 100%, which,
Right. Yeah, I
which
had
of course
a
you want to
friend who
do.
had an off and on relationship with like some young lady, and he got into a serious relationship, and he like just stopped. You know, he didn't explain nothing or nothing. He just like stopped hitting her up on that regard, stopped answering what she requested, and she kind of went off on him. And he was like, "Oh no, I got into a relationship, so I just didn't. You know, it wasn't really appropriate." And she was like, "Well, you could have told me." And I didn't really know where I stood on that. Like I kind of saw where she was coming from, but I kind of saw where he was like, "Well, I got this serious situation here. I don't even really want to text you because if I'm caught up texting you, then you know it might mess up what I got going on."
So I guess it all depends on what's going on that the closure, needs to happen. Like in situations like you just both talked on. Yeah, I mean, we were intimate at one point in time, and then we decide to stop because now I decided to get serious with someone. Then yes, you should let her know this is the reason why.
Right.
No, but if it's just something small, a date or two, and you decide, you just decide to stop talking to her. You don't need closure for something that's small. But when you say serious, like you mentioned, and when you talk about intimacy, like you just both mentioned, then yes, that closure makes sense. But outside of that, I don't think it's necessary.
I spend my money when we gonna talk. I spend my money on you. Look, we gotta have a conversation before this end. If I spend money, if it's something like I just was texting back and forth with for a few weeks, trying to schedule something and wasn't going through, and I woke up one day like this ain't going nowhere. I'm off it. But you know, we going out on a couple of dates.
So I really think that's like social media stuff. Like if meeting somebody on social media and we been DMing back and forth, I really don't think that requires no type of closure.
Right. I agree.
You don't count that as a real relationship.
Nah, I don't look at that as a real relationship.
That's fine.
Man,
You don't value that.
Huh?
You don't value that type of relationship.
I don't look at it as a real relationship. Maybe we've been DMing for months, but by then we already met in person.
Right.
So I don't DM people for months. I don't do that anyway. But for months and months and months. But I think now if it's an intimate relationship or we went out on dates and stuff like that, I think I owe it to that person to have an official closure or at least conversation that I think I'm gonna go a different direction with this, because it's not only to spare their feelings or to I just want to make sure we're on the same page because I want to meet somebody else and then 2 weeks later you start texting me and then that messes up my situation now. So I think it's always good to have that good that conversation that let's bring this to an end.
So how you feel if there's no sexual? So it's just friendship, and you ready to end the friendship with another?
Are we dating?
No, it's just friends. Like, do you feel you owe them a conversation?
Well, what
like,
you do?
Like, just friends. Like, you just I don't want to be friends with you no more. Is it sort of similar?
No, dudes don't really do that.
Well, I say like what did she do?
I'm saying, do you? I mean, if you had a friend like this, and you would just
but you would have to do something like
okay. Let's say you, your significant other not comfortable with female relationships or whatever.
Okay, I understand where you're going with
and
that.
Do you feel they hold a conversation? Like, and do you bring up, oh, my wife not comfortable or my girlfriend not comfortable, or you just sort of stop talking to them? How does that go? Is that similar?
You should tell them. You should tell them. There's a lot of women that whole best female friend.
Yeah.
Women they're not really they're not good with that these days. Like you can't tell her, my girl, I got a best female friend because I need to meet her. I want a phone number. I want to get to know her.
Yeah.
Because that best female friend could have been somebody you was intimate with for years and years and years. So.
All right. But you would never just ghost them. Say, like if this is, y'all don't talk often, but they do pop up every now and again. You would never just stop responding.
You should let them know. You should tell them.
I think there's boundaries that you will put in place in a scenario like that. Like, okay, if we were talking, I don't know, we were texting every day. No, I'm probably not going to text you every day anymore, and I could, express that to her. And if she's a friend, I'd imagine she will understand that. Like, my wife or, my fiance isn't okay with, the communication of what we had before. No love lost, but just to keep things peaceful at home, we can't talk every night from 9 to, 10 or, whatever. But it's no love lost. We can still communicate,
Would you proactively do that? Say your significant other don't even know about it. Would you proactively make that move?
Well, she ain't complaining, man.
So, real quickly, we don't have much time left, but the last question was, have any of you guys ever been ghosted?
Short
By a
answer.
woman?
Yeah.
Short answer, yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Real quick, what was the situation?
Well, I can't say that on loud.
pretty much what we just talked about. You hang out, you spend your money on them, you have a good time, and then they just stop talking to you. They stop calling. They stop replying to your text messages and emails. But you still see them online. You'll see the green light on. You'll be like, you'll hit her, hey, what's up? I hit you today, and she just won't send nothing back to you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's happened. I mean, I'm not gonna sit and my record's still high, but I mean, I'm
basically what he said though. You meet them out. You might go out on a couple of dates, and then out of nowhere, it's just like it's a gradual thing. So first they stop responding quickly, and then next thing you know, they stop responding at all.
Ghost.
Okay. But there you have it.
Hold on. Kev need to respond to that question.
Oh well, again,
The
this ghost is new, so I was married by the time this thing took effect. But yeah, I have, in the earlier sense, so I have received the wrong phone number before. That happened.
Brother, you're real professional.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, actually, I do remember like sort of a similar, situation that I explained. It was sort of like I was friends with somebody. Duke wasn't happy with it, and it just sort of disappeared. And Duke disappeared. The young lady came back, was like, "Hey, what's up?" Again, it's nothing. We friends. I didn't hear from you in a while. Oh, he said I can't have any male friends. It was never But it was, So I guess that was the ghost situation right there. But other than that, luckily this thing is new, and it's definitely, it definitely seems like something that'll hurt your pride.
Well, there you have it. Ghosting. What was he thinking? What we feel about ghosting, what we think about ghosting, and how we act when we're ghosting. So, I want to thank my brothers for joining us. Let's quickly give them some of our Instagram. Where can they find you? Where can they meet you? I know y'all got companies. Y'all got all types of things going on. Where can they find you?
My company's MJ Production, as Adam said. You can check me out on YouTube. Just punch up MJ Productions. You'll see all my links to all the different weddings and different things I've shot. I'm on Facebook under my real name, which is Marquise Jameson. And I'm on Instagram under MarquisJrsyCty 1976.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook under my real name, Maurice Rush, MauriceRush. I'm on Instagram under Rushzilla, RushZilla. And you can look me up on YouTube, which is My Brother. Or you can email me at mybrother@gmail.com.
All right. I'm on Instagram, Family Man Stuff. at Seriously Kev. If you want to see some Family Man type stuff, that's where I am on Instagram.
All right. Well, I want to just thank you guys for joining me, for giving your knowledge and your wisdom, and talk about your experience. Hear from what was he thinking. Have a good night.